Hey guys, this is Hannah. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on the dodge and burn tool in Photoshop. So first you want to get your picture ready. For a portrait, you might want to do your minor facial edits. If it's a landscape, again, some edits beforehand. The dodge and burn is really for an after, for the finalizing touches. And like I said, you can use it for a portrait or a landscape or really any type of photo. But for this, I'm going to show you how to use it on a portrait, and those concepts can be used on any type of photography. So you always want to do non-destructive editing, which means creating new layers. So the way I do it, and there's many ways to do it, that's kind of the great thing about Photoshop. But for me, I do Command J and it creates a new layer. So it's basically just a copy of this one. So if anything gets completely messed up, I can just delete it or hide it. So first I'm going to show you how to use the burn tool, which is the darkening tool basically. For this, I've experimented with shadows and midtones where you can see up in the range. Shadows to me works a little bit better, but it's really personal preference. For your brush, the size depends on how big you want it for your picture. The hardness should be at 0%. And then exposure should be pretty small, anywhere between like 5 and 10%. I'm starting at 7. And then you can see here where Protect Tones has been checked. That just helps so that the color doesn't get lost in her face, because sometimes it can distort the colors if that is not checked. So it's just helping you. So let's start by using this burn tool, which is right here. You can kind of go around those dark edges to make it more prominent. Make her features more prominent, highlight those shadows a little bit more. You can see like a dark spot over her lip right there. Highlight that bridge of her nose, especially that jawline underneath her chin. If her collarbones were showing, or if there was more shadows down here, maybe I would do that as well. And if you wanted to maybe get rid of some of these flyaways, that's a good way to do it too. There's lots of ways to do that, but that is another use of it. And so it doesn't look that different right now, but when you hide the layer and look back, it looks much different. So now let's do another layer. So Command J again. And I'm going to show you how to use the dodge tool, which is basically the lightning tool. So let's look back up here. Remember, you want to be at 0% hardness. This one you want to stay in midtones, and this you want a low exposure. I've experimented as well, and you can go a little bit higher if it's not working for you, but stay lower at first, and then always make sure Protect Tones is checked. So you can see this highlight on her nose. You can start to highlight that. Get that natural highlight, kind of like a contour makeup, and start to highlight those features. You can even use this to highlight the catch lights in her eyes. And again, this can be used on a landscape if you needed one part of your image lighter or darker. This is a great tool for that too. You can highlight that hair. I see a little bit of a light right there that I would want to highlight. And it's not too crazy because it's only at 8%. And really quick, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you go too high. So let's go an extreme high and highlight this. See, immediately it's going to distort it. So you do not want that. So go back down, to that 8% area. And it's really soft. Okay, let's look at the before and after. So that's before the edits and that's after. So very subtle, but very, very distinct, and just a really great way to make your image pop and make it that much better.